Now, draw your attention to this module, okay? And here's where we're going to find everything you need, okay? You're going to upload it here. And by the way, it's due January 5th, okay? Jan 5. And we can get to that as we go through this, okay? January 5th, and there cannot be any exceptions because I have to have these done and the grades in, okay? January 5th. Thank you. Samples of projects. What I did was I put a project or two in here that you can take a look at. Now, before you even look at those samples of projects, I am not telling you those are good projects. I'm not telling you they're bad projects. I just went through some videos, students in the past. I said, can I share your videos? They said yes, so I'm sharing them. That's all. Okay? You make this suit you. Okay? And then we have documents to complete the project. Now, what I'll do is I'll give you the hard copy of this also. Okay? Now, here's the deal. You have two options for your project. You can do a topic of local history. We've been watching videos that students put together for years, all this semester. Okay, Santa Claus truck, Shana Shell with the 72 flood. Okay, we're going to watch one where Wyatt Keno floated down the Wiccanisco Creek, and that's actually on there. We'll get to that. Okay, you can do a topic if that's what you want to do. No problem. Or what has been over the last 2 years already, a more popular option is basically an interview about the pandemic. Now, let me be crystal clear. It does not have to be a personal interview, although you can if you want to. You can interview yourself. You can give an oral history. This is what we dealt with. This is what it was like. You want to pretend you're talking to a class 100 years from now. When your great grandkids are here sitting there, and my great grandkid is up here, okay? And then they're watching your video up on the screen, okay? See where I'm going with this? It does not have to be you. However, what are you graded on? Well, we'll get to that. But you have to organize it. You have to make sure you do a good job organizing the questions, creating the video. You wait to the last minute and throw a cell phone in somebody's face or your own face and then upload that. That might not work. Check lighting, okay? Check questions. Try not to do it in like a boring bedroom or something. Interview somebody on a park bench. Go out and sit somewhere or sit by a fireplace. Now, in the examples that I'm showing you, those were in someone's bedroom or someone's home because we were on lockdown and you couldn't go anywhere. Okay, you don't have to do that. If you don't want to interview yourself or do an oral history, to me personally, that would be the easiest thing. But that's up to you. Find somebody you want that will talk. Just find somebody on the bus just because you have to get something done. Not that there's anything wrong with interviewing somebody that's on the bus. Okay, see where I'm going with this. But try to organize everything. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Is there like a certain amount of time that you can't go over?
Well, there's no maximum time. Okay. No maximum time, but minimum 4 minutes. And let's face it, this pandemic has given us a lot of information. We can talk for 4 minutes. Okay? So, the first thing we're going to do is, in documents to complete the project here, I'll show you, well, I know a lot of people that will talk a lot more than 4 minutes. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is show you this.
Can we write on it?
Absolutely. This is yours to keep. Okay? Now, overview. Take a look there. Construct a video in which you discuss the following regards to the current pandemic. Format. 4 minutes or long. upload to the folder I shared with you on Canvas. Now, if you do it at home or you do it with your own iPad or something like that, and you can upload to YouTube, that's okay. But at school, we can't. Okay, that's just something we don't have the rights to do that. Stay with me. This is the only time we're going to go over it this thoroughly. Look at advice. Check your background. Make sure it's conducive to your presentation. Okay. Check lighting. Make sure audio is good. Check background noise. The following are questions which you can, and underline the word can. It doesn't mean you are required to answer all of them. Underline the word can, okay? You can add questions, adjust these questions to make your interview effective. You decide what you're going to ask. Obviously, if you look at these questions, some of these have changed. Now, let's go into reminder suggestions, though. Let's read through this. Stay with me here. Reminder suggestions. You don't have to talk about every part in detail. I'd recommend showing emotion in the video. Remember, you are talking to a group of people years from now. You can talk and record yourself, or you can interview a family member who is in your home at this time. Now, this was done during the lockdown, so it might be different, okay? And I don't mind. It doesn't have to be somebody in your home, okay? Or have someone ask you the questions and you answer them. I had a student who was interviewed by his mother, and the student answered the questions. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that, okay? I want you to make this meaningful to you and your future generations. You can record this daily and then edit your video into a 4-minute or more video, or prepare to do the video in one setting. Now, again, these questions and suggestions to talk about are just that, suggestions. Okay? Take a minute, look over some ideas here. Obviously, some of these had to do with when we were actually locked down. Not all of them apply anymore. Okay? School's open now, obviously, things like that. You want to bring in the mask mandate, things like that, that's fine too. It's real, it's part of it. The vaccines, okay? The variants, Omicron, what was the other one? Delta, yeah. You can bring that in. Is somebody in your family sick? Were they sick? Okay. Something, any of those things. Go over to the back. More questions. Now, before we go any further there, go to the last part there. Reminder format, 4 minutes or more, okay? Cross out that next part. Must load on your video onto your YouTube. No, because we don't do that. It'll be loaded onto my drive. So just cross that part out. The part about must load, okay? Okay, so I want you to give this a lot of thought. And the reason why I'm throwing this out to you now, first of all, you might ask, why didn't I sign this back in August? Well, because usually people wait till December to do it anyway. The other thing is, I'm giving this to you now so you can do it over Christmas break also. Now, don't get me wrong. If you sit down this weekend and you get it done, if you can turn it in by next Friday, that's fine too. When you're done, you're done. Now, there is one very important thing to keep in mind. This is worth 150 points. It counts as 150 points for the second marking period, and this counts as your final exam grade also. So you're getting 2 grades on this. Okay? And I told you about this the first day. All right? I don't think you're going to have any trouble. I really don't. Now, if you can get creative in your video and maybe put some pictures on the screen as you're talking, that's cool. Go ahead. All right. When you're finished with this, you're finished with this. So what I'm telling you is don't wait till January 5th. And I'm telling you, January 5th is only 2 days before the end of the marking period. If it's not done, there's not much I can do for you. Okay? I'm telling you that. So don't put me, well, you're not putting me in that situation. You're putting yourself in that situation. So you got about a month. All right? We have not had any homework other than study for a couple tests. Other than that, okay, this is what you want to focus on the next couple weeks. Okay? All right. Now, let me show you this next piece, this worksheet. Okay? You can go ahead and put your name on it. Okay? And what I want you to do there is, and you don't have to do it right now, because you probably don't know everything. I just threw this at you now. But what I want you to do is have this filled out and turned into me by next Tuesday. Okay? So you think this through. All right? Any questions so far? Go ahead. That's fine. I have a different rubric for that as well, and I'll give you that also. Okay? The only thing with that is make sure I approve your topic. Okay? Okay. Next item of business. I'm going to show you the rubric and how you are graded. Again, 150 points.
Sorry.
I'll give you something else. Okay, so just hang on a minute. Okay. Rubric. Let's take a look. Okay. Part 1. Creativity and originality of the project. On your own there, you can read how you get the points. If you just stand there and you don't ask questions or there's no thought and you're just basically talking as the pandemic since March and that's about it, there's no creativity there. Okay? So that's worth 20 points. Now notice there are questions to consider there. Please read them. Look at them. You guys are looking around. From 20 right on down the line. Okay? Part 2 is 120 total points. So part 2 is 120. Part 1 is the introduction. Part 2 is the meat of it. That's the presentation. And part 3 is the conclusion. Okay? And you can read through that also. And then you also have then the written follow-up. The written follow-up, part 4, is cake. All I'm going to ask you to do is when you submit yours, you just give me one paragraph. This is what I did. This is what I learned. It's January. Have a good year. Okay? That's all a written follow-up is. That's the least thing you need to worry about. Okay? All right, any questions so far? Okay. Now, let's do this. Back here, where we have the documents to complete the project. You see the samples of the projects here? Okay, just put a couple in there. You got Peyton, I think Colton Zerby's the other one. Again, I'm not saying these are the best. These are, anything like that. Just give it a shot. Okay? All right, so go ahead into Canvas to get familiar. Go ahead and watch one of them. It doesn't matter to me which one you read. Okay?